Hey, what's up, everybody? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Sorry, we had a technical difficulty there, but we back now. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Let me just allow people to catch up to this live real quick. While y'all are doing that, make sure you check in and let us know where you're coming in from. We're gonna be talking about the playoffs. So many narratives, so many things to cover. Make sure you guys put on your seatbelts. We're gonna have a lot of fun. Let me just pin this to the top real quick. So make sure you check in and let us know where you're coming in from. We got a lot of content planned for you guys today, but I said that we might as well do our playoff predictions. I actually totally forgot about it. So I said, let's do that. Let's do that today. I actually totally forgot about the fact that I knew the playoffs were tomorrow. Like I knew the playoffs were tomorrow, but it totally skipped my mind until I saw a segment on Undisputed where they were actually talking about the playoffs. And I'm like, oh, that's right. The playoffs are tomorrow. So I said, okay, let me put together my bracket before we get it started. So let's wait for everybody to come on in. Make sure you check in and let us know where you're coming in from. Clipper Nation. Yes, sir. I see you. Shout out to Australia. We got people coming in from Australia. I wonder what time it is right now in Australia. Let's give it about another minute or so. Let's allow people to catch up to the live here. Who else we got? We got people coming in from Germany. Wow, Germany. Big NO from Philly. Okay, I see you from Philadelphia. Saturday morning. Wow, it is Saturday morning at 1:55 a.m. Damn. 8 p.m. over here in Germany. 6 finals losses is crazy. Illinois. We got Illinois. So let's give it like another minute or so. Who else we got people coming in from? LeBron. If LeBron win, he moves to number 4 on my list. Was good. Dreamers Pro. Yeah, we're gonna get into all of that. I just want to give you guys my playoff predictions. Seattle. We got Seattle coming in. I see you guys there. Shot-Town. West represent West Side. Okay, I see you guys. We got Chicago. Okay. So while people catch up to the live, we'll let them catch up. Okay, let me get into this here. So y'all know that the NBA is all about narratives. We know that, right? And it's whoever can weave the best narrative is usually the one that's going to tell the story that we all talk about. And I think that going into this particularly, I see somebody saying that they got the Bucks winning. I think going into this particular playoffs, there are a lot of players that stand to gain a lot if they win a championship. And this includes players that have already won the championship, by the way. Players that already won the championship actually have some stuff to lose. So before I actually get into my brackets and tell you guys what I think is going to happen, because I want to take my time, I don't want to rush on this particular one here. Let me get into the players that I think actually have something to gain these playoffs. First of all, if we look at Giannis Antetokounmpo is already a champion. He's a 2-time regular season MVP. He's a defensive player of the year. He's made multiple all defensive teams, etc., etc., etc. But if we're being honest, before Giannis Antetokounmpo made it to the finals and won the championship, Giannis was being knocked for a guy that really hadn't developed his game in terms of an outside shot. They were saying he's a guy that teams can game plan for in the playoffs. All you got to do is build a wall and you can stop him. But the minute Giannis was able to break through, win the championship, score 50 points in a closeout game, hit something like 17 out of 19 free throws, the narrative on Giannis has changed. So just imagine what one championship was able to do for Giannis. Imagine if Giannis was to win 2 championships. Shout out to T. Granger. Appreciate that. Imagine if Giannis was able to win 2 championships. So we got Giannis. Giannis, I believe if he wins another championship, you got to put Giannis in that Kevin Durant conversation. You got to put him up there because what's going to hold back Giannis is championships. Because I think every season he's going to make all NBA teams. I think he's going to make all defensive teams. I think he's going to be an all-star pretty much every single year. He's always going to be in contention for a regular season MVP. But what Giannis needs is more championships. So I got Giannis on the list. The second player I got that stands to gain a lot if he wins a championship That's actually my man Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard, in the summer of 2019, or the end of that season, some people were comparing Kawhi Leonard to Michael Jordan. That's the level they were comparing him with. Some people were saying Kawhi Leonard is the best player in the world. Some people were saying he was better than LeBron. Some people were saying he's on LeBron's level. That's the conversation that people were having about Kawhi Leonard. That was the conversation. But what happened? The next season, he goes and joins a new team. He was now trying to win a third championship with a different team. He goes to that team. There's all this hype. They get Paul George. Everybody's still like Kawhi, including me. They get to the first round. They have a very tough series against the Dallas Mavericks and Luka Doncic. They win that series. They go to the Western Conference semifinals. They go up 3-1, and they blow a 3-1 lead. Since then, it has been about, is Kawhi Leonard, has he been a disappointment with the Clippers? They even had a question, they even had a poll on ESPN or a topic where they were talking about what would it mean more to in terms of a team to win a championship? Would it be the Lakers or the Clippers? Some people are saying it's the Clippers, like Stephen A. Smith. Some people are saying it's the Lakers. But if Kawhi Leonard were to win a championship with the Clippers, I think that would work wonders for his resume. I already got Kawhi Leonard in that Kevin Durant echelon. But if he wins another title, then you got to put him up there with that Stephen Curry. Because although Stephen Curry has 4 championships, he only has 1 finals MVP out of those 4 championships. He's made multiple All-NBA teams, 50, 40, 90 guy and all of that. But it's going to be pretty hard to hold back a Kawhi Leonard from putting him in that Stephen Curry conversation, especially if he were to beat Kevin Durant in round 1 without Paul George. So we got Kawhi Leonard. Another player, believe it or not, that has something to gain is LeBron James. I think that if LeBron were to win his 5th championship, given what the Lakers season has been, with the ups and downs and the injuries and this and this and that, and given the fact that a lot of people think that he is at least one of the top 3 players of all time, if LeBron were to win his 5th championship in year 20, I think the people that have LeBron at number 2 would have more ammunition to say that LeBron James has equal Michael Jordan. And although he'll have one less championship, what people are going to point to is his longevity, his production at this age, the fact that he's putting up those type of numbers, and the fact that he did it in year 20. So if he does that, then I think a lot of people are going to be saying that LeBron, although he will not have as many championships as Michael Jordan, a lot of people will be saying that. I know there'll be a lot of pushback, but I think LeBron has something to gain. Another player that has something to gain is Joel Embiid. If Joel Embiid wins a championship, all of a sudden, we start looking at him in the same light as maybe, as maybe not Giannis, but as a guy that actually got a ring. The knock will no longer be on whether or not, is he just a regular season player? And if Joel Embiid were to win the championship, it would actually put a lot of pressure on the next player I'm about to talk about, which is Nikola Jokic. Nikola Jokic has a tremendous amount to gain Why? Nikola Jokic has won 2 regular season MVPs back to back. He was on the way to winning a 3rd regular season MVP. But then some people started asking some questions like, yo, wait a minute. What has he done in the playoffs to warrant him winning 3 regular season MVPs in a row? And what people were beginning to question was not his production. They were questioning his resume in the playoffs. And they were actually holding that against him. So if Nikola Jokic, for example, were to win the regular season, was to win the NBA final, the championship, I don't think there would be any argument to make if he's having a great season that this guy can't be the regular season MVP. It would literally work wonders. And I wouldn't be surprised if Nikola Jokic goes on to win probably 2 more regular season MVPs. Because the numbers are going to be there. Let's talk about another player. By the way, for the people that's coming in, I'm going to be giving you guys my playoff predictions. For now, I'm just talking about the players that have the most to gain and the players that have nothing to lose. Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant also has something to gain. Is Kevin Durant one of the 15 greatest players of all time? No question. No question. One of the 15 greatest players. Is Kevin Durant one of the most talented scorers in the history of basketball? No question. Shout out to Switzerland. No question. Is Kevin Durant one of the most skilled players ever? No question. Is he one of the most clutch players, especially big-time clutch players in the NBA Finals? No question. However, there's one knock on KD, and it has nothing to do with his basketball game. What about CP3? Don't worry, I'm going to get to him too. Appreciate that. Don't worry, I'm going to get to him too. The knock on KD has been, for as great as he has never led a team as the man, as the clear-cut superstar that wasn't on a super team that won a championship. What am I talking about? If you look at LeBron James with the 2016 Cleveland Cavaliers, that one championship has done more for LeBron's legacy than any of the other 3 championships. As a matter of fact, I think that one championship LeBron won in 2016 carries more weight than both of his championships in Miami. Some people will say, but why do you say that? The reason is this. In Miami, it was a foregone conclusion that the Miami Heat were a super team. Number one, they were never considered the underdogs. When the Cavs went to the finals against the Warriors and they beat them, they were considered the underdog. And as a matter of fact, they were down 3-1. They were down 3-1. Shout out, let's go Harden. You need this. So don't worry, I'm James Harden too. So when he won that championship, he was solidified at that point. And from that point forward, all he could do is just add to his legacy. But if he never won a championship again, he would have got the monkey off his back. 1 second. He would have got the monkey off his back. Same thing with Kobe. Same thing with Shaq. Same thing when Kobe left Shaq. Same thing. Let's get to the next player on that list. Chris Paul. Chris Paul, without question, is one of the greatest point guards to ever play basketball. This is without question. He has skills for days. He's one of the greatest passers you ever see. He has top-notch ball handling skills. But again, Chris Paul is another player that has a lot of accolades that has never won a championship. In fact, Chris Paul has only been to the championship one time. So I think if Chris Paul were to win the championship, you saw somebody call him CP0, that would change. So Chris Paul got something to gain. Another player is James Harden. And I'm going to get to my playoff predictions, and we're going to talk about that. But another player is James Harden. James Harden, regular season MVP, led the league in assists. I believe he's leading the league in assists this year, led the league in scoring, and it's incredible. A player to lead the league in assists and in scoring. MVP, all of that. But James Harden has a history, especially when he was with the Rockets, of coming up short in the playoffs. So if the Philadelphia 76ers were to win a championship, even if James Harden is not the finals MVP, but he plays really well, I think it will work wonders for his legacy. Which brings me to one of his former teammates, Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook has a very similar resume as James Harden. Very similar. They were former teammates, led the league in assists, I believe. Both guys led the league in scoring, MVPs, etc., etc., etc. But Russell Westbrook has only been to the finals once, just like James Harden. I see we got New York Knicks fans in the building. Don't worry, we're going to get to that later. I'm going to get to my predictions in a bit. But Chris Paul is somebody, Russell Westbrook is also somebody that got something to gain from these playoffs. And finally, I'm going to close out my list with this guy, Anthony Davis. I think if Anthony Davis plays well, goes to the finals, balls out, even if he doesn't win finals MVP, I find it very hard for him to win finals MVP over LeBron. But even if he doesn't win finals MVP, but he plays extremely well, people will give him more of the benefit of the doubt. More of the benefit of the doubt. Somebody just mentioned Stephen Curry. I actually forgot about Stephen Curry. In my personal opinion, I got Stephen Curry in my top 12, top 13. Stephen Curry wins another championship, he's going into the top 10, in my opinion. Some people got him there already, but those 2 rings that he got as finals MVP, and let me tell you guys something. What Stephen Curry did last year was incredible. I'm going to say it again. What Stephen Curry did last year was incredible. What Stephen Curry did last year. Let's think about it. Do y'all know that the Boston Celtics team that Stephen Curry and the Golden State Warriors beat? Think about this for a second. That team in 4 games held Kevin Durant to 36 or 39% shooting in a series. That team stifled Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. Stifled them. Giannis basically had to turn into a bulldozer to score on the Celtics. Stephen Curry beat that team with his ability to move without the basketball and shoot the you-know-what out of the ball while being guarded by a defensive player of the year in Marcus Smart and 2 of the most talented defenders in the playoffs in Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Welcome in from London. That was a tour de force. It was a tour de force. He did literally what nobody else could in the playoffs. And at one point, it was actually comical. And he was doing that while Draymond Green was a non-factor on offense. Non-factor. Draymond was actually a sideshow. Stephen Curry was the focal point of that attack. Focal point. So that was one of the most impressive championship runs. We got to put that Stephen Curry run up there with Kawhi. We got to put it up there with LeBron and those guys. We have to. Because if you factor in his size and the team that he beat, that beat other teams, they knocked out Giannis, although he didn't have Chris Middleton. I get it, but they still beat him. They knocked out Kevin Durant in round 1. That's the team that he beat. So you got to give it to him, especially with Dirk Nowitzki. You got to give Stephen Curry. So if Stephen Curry won another championship, for sure he's top 10. And you better believe, because we put up a poll on our channel just the other day where we polled our audience asking them, what's the bigger sports franchise right now in the NBA in terms of brand, Lakers or Warriors? The Warriors are the most valuable NBA team. They're worth over $6 billion, which is incredible because it's been the Lakers and the Knicks like forever. If Stephen Curry won another championship, he would make that brand even bigger. And you better believe, not all, but some will be saying that he should be better than LeBron. And LeBron fans, you're going to have a very hard time arguing against Curry. I think LeBron is a better basketball player, without a doubt. Without a doubt, I think LeBron James is a better basketball player than Stephen Curry in their primes. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. This is just my opinion. But if he were to win his 5th ring and his 2nd finals MVP, it's going to be real hard to stop these Warriors fans. It's going to be real hard to stop these Warriors fans because they will have a legitimate point. Now, let me talk about players that have nothing to lose, and then I get into the breakdown of the playoffs. Players that have nothing to lose, Stephen Curry. Stephen Curry ain't got to win another championship. If he doesn't win another championship, he's good. LeBron James. LeBron has nothing to lose. Really, he really doesn't. He's already top 5. No matter what, he's already top 5. It's not like as if he goes to the playoffs, loses, he'll drop. No, it's not going to happen. I think right now in the NBA, those are the 2 players that really have nothing to lose. They can gain something, but they got nothing to lose. That's just my opinion. Now let's get into the playoff prediction. Make sure you guys follow us on Instagram. We got that pinned to the top. Let me get into my playoff predictions here. So which conference y'all want me to start with? The East or the West? Let me know in the comment section. East or the West? Which one y'all want me to start with? East or the West? Some people saying East, West, Middle East, West. You know what? I see a lot of West, East. All right, you know what? I'm gonna just go ahead and do East. I'm just go ahead and do East. I'll save the West. So in the Eastern Conference, I'm gonna go with the East first. It's cool. Round 1, although we got a play-in game tonight. Round 1, this is my prediction. We got the Celtics versus the Hawks. We got the Sixers versus the Nets. We got the Knicks versus the Cavs. And we got the Bucks versus whoever wins tonight. In the Celtics versus Hawks series, I hope there are no Hawk fans in attendance, but I got the Celtics sweeping the Hawks in round 1. I think it's going to be quick work. Number 1, the Celtics are too good. Number 2, with all of the drama that they got going on with what's the point guard's name? Trae Young and the coaches. I think that's easy work for the Celtics. So I got the Celtics advancing in 4, sweeping Atlanta Hawks. With the Sixers versus the Nets, if Joel Embiid and James Harden play like they're supposed to play, if Doc Rivers coaches the way he's supposed to coach, I got the Sixers winning that series in 5 games. The Nets are a great story with some of their young players, but Philly just has way more talent. And I know they got Nick Claxton and all of that, but there's really no player in that series that can guard Joel Embiid if he's focused and he's healthy and he's ready to play. Next one. And I got my New York crowd. They're gonna be real interested to hear about this one. The next series we got is the Knicks versus the Cavs. Knicks versus the Cavs. Man, I love the Knicks. I love New York. I know I grew up in New York. But I'm going to go with the Cavs in 6 games, and I'm going to tell you why. Number one, the Cavs will have the best player in that series in Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell is a hell of a basketball player, especially in the playoffs. Take it from a Clipper fan that had to face Donovan Mitchell. When he was with the Utah Jazz hitting them threes, it was incredible. So I'm going to go with the Cavs in 6. And the Bucks, they're advancing no matter who they face. I didn't even bother to put down their opponent. The Bucks are going to advance, moving on to the next round. Now let's get to the Eastern Conference semifinals. I got the Bucks versus the Cavs and the Celtics versus the Sixers. In round 2, I have the Bucks beating the Cavs in 6 games. And the reason I'm saying 6 games is the head coach, Budenholzer, sometimes he has some difficulties making adjustments and guarding the pick and roll and all. I've seen him make some kind of bump. You're sitting there like, why isn't this guy making any adjustments? Even Giannis last year, 2 years ago, was like, I'm just doing what the coach says. So I'm good. I'm just going to base it off the fact that maybe sometimes the Milwaukee Bucks head coach won't be on his P's and Q's. But I still have the Bucks advancing in 6 games. Then, with the Celtics versus the Sixers, I got the Celtics winning that series in 7 games. I got the Celtics winning that series in 7 games, which means that I got the Bucks versus the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. I got the Bucks versus the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. And in the Eastern Conference Finals, I have the Bucks out of respect for Giannis, and I'm hoping that Chris Middleton will be healthy. I got the Bucks winning that series in 7 games. And I got the Bucks going back to the NBA Finals to represent the Eastern Conference. That's my brackets. So I'm going to repeat it for you guys again. Round 1, Celtics sweep the Hawks in 4 games. Sixers beat the Nets in 5 games. Knicks versus the Cavs in 6. Bucks beat whoever the hell they play. Semifinals, Bucks versus the Cavs. I got Bucks in 6. Celtics in 7. Conference finals, I got Bucks versus Celtics. Bucks beat them in 7 to represent the Eastern Conference. Where do you rank KD currently, and where would you rank him if he wins the ring this season? Man, that's a great question. The last time I visited this question, I believe I either had Kevin Durant at number 13 or 12. I got KD. One second. I got KD right behind Stephen Curry. It's Stephen Curry, Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard. That's how I have it. And I think I got Stephen Curry like maybe at 11. And I got KD maybe 12 and Kawhi like 14, something like that. But those 3 guys are bunched together. They're bunched next to each other. If KD wins another ring, just because I think he's a better basketball player than Stephen Curry overall, I think KD moves ahead of Steph, either to number 11 or some people put him top 10, and I'll tell you why. For people that say no, he still stays behind Steph, even though Steph has more rings. I'll tell you why. The reason I would move KD ahead is because Kevin Durant supporters can say KD got 3 rings, he got 3 finals MVPs, and when he played with Stephen Curry, he was the MVP 2 times. Kevin Durant fans can say that. So that's just my opinion. I'm just answering this question. I'm not saying that that's the official ranking. He asked me a question, and I'm giving him my opinion. That's all. Appreciate the question. Anyway, what up? What's good? What's good? Okay, so let me get to the next. Conference here. Let's talk about the Western Conference. Okay, I know this is the one everybody's waiting for. So I'm gonna go with the boring series first. Nuggets. We don't know who they're gonna be playing tonight, but I got the Nuggets advancing. Okay, and I'm gonna get to that next one in a second. Kings versus Warriors. I got the Warriors winning against the Kings in 7 games, and I'll tell you why. Y'all know that the Warriors have had one of the worst road records in the entire NBA. One of the worst. But the Warriors have some things that the Kings don't. Number 1, the Warriors have Stephen Curry. The Kings don't have Stephen Curry. Number 2, the Warriors have Steve Kerr. The Kings have Mike Brown. He was a former assistant coach for the Warriors, but they have the better coach. And the Warriors have the experience. Some people are saying 7 games. The reason I'm saying in 7 games is because, again, the Warriors have found it difficult to win games on the road, and there's a question mark about Jordan Poole. Is he going to step up? And is Andrew Wiggins going to be the same Andrew Wiggins we saw last year, given the fact he hasn't played with the team? But I think that the Warriors will be able to get at least 1 game on the road in that series. This is just my opinion, because the Warriors are the 6th seed. So I got the Warriors advancing in 7. Then, man, I don't know which one to talk about. Do I talk about the Lakers versus Grizzlies, or do I talk about the Clippers versus Suns? Which one y'all want me to talk about, man? Lakers versus Grizzlies, or Clippers versus the Clippers series, or the Lakers series? Which one y'all want me to talk about? Which one y'all want me to talk about? I see a lot of people saying Lakers. I see a lot of people saying, all right, let me talk about the Lakers. Somebody said the Fakers. Okay, let me talk about the Lakers. Lakers versus Grizzlies. I'm going to surprise a lot of you. I actually have the Lakers winning that series. And not only do I have the Lakers winning that series, I got the Lakers winning that series in 6 games. I know some of y'all going to be a little bit surprised that I said that, but I'm going to tell y'all why I got the Lakers winning that series. I just think Easy Money Production was good. I just think that the Memphis Grizzlies are going to get into them antics. They're going to be Dylan Brooklyn and John Moran, and they're going to get into this mano-a-mano back and forth. And I think LeBron is going to bait those dudes into, yeah, I'm going to go back and forth with you, and then pull the chair from behind them. That's what LeBron's going to do to them. LeBron is a master at faking people out. He'll be like, okay, we're going at each other. You get hyped up, and he just go ahead and just swoop to the basket. I think the Lakers are going to do the tit for tat, but I think that the Lakers are going to be able to control themselves emotionally throughout that series. I think that the Grizzlies could go up 1 game or 2 games and all of a sudden start feeling themselves and relax. And then the Lakers can go in there and steal a game. I believe it. I just believe it. Also, the Grizzlies don't really have somebody to really play against Anthony Davis if he's focused. So I'm going to give the Lakers that series, and I think the Lakers will win. I could be wrong, by the way. I could be wrong. But these two series are the ones that I'm most conflicted about. I got the Lakers winning that series in 6 games to advance. Now let's move to the series where a lot of people are going to be coming for me. Clippers versus Suns. Clippers versus Suns. I got the Clippers. Y'all, you heard me right. What y'all thought I was going to say, the Suns? What y'all thought I was going to say, the Suns? I got the Clippers winning that series. Hold up. In 6 games. Y'all heard me right. Y'all heard me. I think the Clippers are going to win that series in 6 games, and I'm going to tell you why. Somebody said, no way. I'm going to tell y'all why. 2 reasons. With or without Paul George, 2 reasons. Coaching and depth. Those are the 2 reasons. And I would probably put coaching at number 1, and I will put depth at number 2. What am I talking about? Coaching. Ty Lue, for any of you guys that are going to follow that series, Ty Lue is one of the best coaches in the NBA. Malik, I hope the Lakers appreciate the comment. Ty Lue is one of the best coaches at making in-game adjustments from quarter to quarter, from game to game. That's number 1. Number 2, Ty Lue is not one of those coaches that is bashful about benching a player if he's not playing well or if he doesn't fit this series. Ty Lue could bench Russell Westbrook. He could bench Kawhi Leonard as stretches. He could bench anybody. I've seen him do it. Ty Lue can emotionally detach himself from a player and say, I'm going to put out the best team unit that I think will win the game. So I'm going to give the coaching edge to the Clippers. And number 2, I'm going to give the Clippers the edge on the depth, man. The Clippers are a very, very deep team. The Clippers got like 8 players that can shoot in the high 30s from the three-point line. One thing I'm concerned with, though, is Russell Westbrook. And I think that because of the coaching of Ty Lue, I don't think it'll be too much of a problem. What is my concern with Russell Westbrook? My concern with Russell Westbrook is sometimes not being able to read the situation in terms of score and time and making timely passes. Sometimes he can have some errant passes, and he may do it at the wrong time. But I believe if he makes that mistake 1 or 2 times in a game, I believe Ty Lue will have the confidence to bench him. That's why I'm leaning towards the Clippers in terms of the coaching. I don't think Ty Lue will let it get to the point where Westbrook starts to hurt the team. He will bench. I've seen him do it. And you'll see Russell Westbrook over there cheering on the sideline. So I got the Clippers. Some people think I'm crazy for that. No problem. This is just my opinion. And I could be wrong. I could be wrong about the Lakers series and about the Clippers, but that's just what I think. Let me get to the next round. Semifinals. Nuggets versus Clippers. This is another one that's going to give me some serious high blood pressure. The Clippers were up on the Nuggets 3-1. 3-1. And they just had mental breakdowns game after game. Paul George was playing like garbage game after game. Doc Rivers refused or could not make an adjustment to save his life game after game. And the Clippers blew a 3-1 lead. I believe if the Clippers play the Nuggets again, although they don't really have a real answer for Nikola Jokic, you would need like an Anthony Davis and a Dwight Howard combination to deal with that dude. I still think they could be victorious in 6 games, but I'm going to say it up front. I am worried. I am very, very worried about the Clippers in that series because of what happened in the past and because of how it's hard for them to guard teams that have exceptional big men like Nikola Jokic. But I'm going to say the Clippers advance. Next series, Warriors versus the Lakers. I got the Lakers making it to the second round against the Warriors, and I got the Warriors winning that series in 6 games. And funny enough, today I was listening to Undisputed with Michael Rappaport, and Shannon Sharp said he believes there's no way in hell that the Warriors could beat the Lakers. He doesn't believe there's a way they could beat the Lakers. I was surprised at his confidence. But I would pick the Warriors in 6. The Warriors are the Warriors at the end of the day, man. They're the Warriors. Some people pick the Lakers. I got the Warriors. Next round, Warriors versus Clippers for Western Conference Finals, which was my original prediction to start the season. And I'm going to tell y'all again. My heart is going with the Clippers. And I think the Clippers will beat them in 7. The Clippers will have home court. They will have home court. But, man, I'm worried. I am worried. I've watched every Clippers Warriors game. And the Warriors, in order to beat the Warriors, your level of concentration defensively has to be there for 48 minutes in a 7-game series. That is very hard to do. It is very, very hard to do. You cannot put Kawhi Leonard on Stephen Curry. You cannot. Why? Not because he can't guard him one-on-one, but it's because of how Stephen Curry scores. Paul George would need to be basically chasing Stephen Curry for the entire series, running through screen. And the thing about Curry is, and Klay Thompson, but especially Stephen Curry, is that all he needs is a glimmer of light. Just a glimmer. And he's going to knock a shot down. And he hits these shots that demoralize defenses. But I'm going to roll. Shout out to, what up, Tom? But I'm going to roll. Real Champ TV. Shout out to Real Champ TV. But I'm going to roll with the Clippers in that series. And in the finals, I got the Clippers versus the Bucks. Originally, this season, I had the Clippers versus the Nets, but we all know what happened to the Nets. The Nets are no longer the Nets. I got the Clippers going to the NBA championship, and I think that we're going to see a rematch between Giannis Antetokounmpo and Kawhi Leonard. And I got the Clippers winning that series in seven games. That's just me. I know that most people are finding it hard to believe because they don't have Paul George. I think a lot of people would think that's a lot easier. It would be much easier to believe if they did have Paul George. But then again, that's just my pick. I could be wrong. That's just my pick. So y'all heard my predictions. I guess we'll find out. I think I'm going to get some of them right in the playoffs. But what I want you guys to do is after this live, leave your brackets or leave your predictions in the comment section. I'm going to be reading through them and see what people, you can put East, West, and just put the teams that you think will advance each round. You don't got to put the number of games. And I'm going to read through them and then see what you guys think. But also, real quick, we also got a lot of content dropping on the channel later on today. So you guys want to make sure you stick around for that one. We got a lot of content. And then we're going to be doing a lot of lives. We're probably going to be doing some lives tomorrow. We're going to be doing some lives again tomorrow for the playoffs. So what we'll do is, before we go live, we'll probably put up a poll and we'll ask you guys which live do you want us to cover, which series do you guys want us to cover, and we'll try to do one live to cover that series, maybe one live to cover 1 or 2 series. So anyway, thank you guys for that. Be on the lookout. We got more content on the channel coming up later today. We catch you guys on the next one. Take it easy. Have a good one.